Welcome back again, everybody. Bugi is here. As always, we're going to take a look at what we can do for the time being in Bitcoin as well as in cryptocurrencies. Welcome back, friends. We got Tammy in the house. We got Bugi in the house. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, right? So we got a couple of news that I want to mention before we get into anything. And I want to take a look at you guys' altcoin that you are interested in right now. We didn't take a look at it last night. Sorry about that. But we're going to take a look at it today because today is an important day. We are rolling over a little bit. We got buy setups. We got sell setups. But look, the most importantly, we got some buying opportunities. That's what I think. So I want to show you guys the buying opportunities. So, and I will also want to take a look at you guys' altcoins. So let's take a look at the global markets first to understand where we are sitting at in Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ, right? So those are the most important three proxies that we got to understand whether we are in a bull market, meaning that we're going to go up in the future or go down in the future, right? So what is happening right now? Are we seeing a lot of fearful actions from all the people who have been selling this week, or are we actually seeing any kind of buy signals right now? Do we have any kind of buy signals that we can take advantage from? And what do we see right now? But look, when we take a look at the DXY, the dollar, USD currency index, one thing that we can understand is we got a lot of people from other currencies to be moving into the US dollar, signifying us that there's a lot of pressure in the dollar index. And the dollar index going up basically sometimes mean that we're going to go into a deflationary time period where it is hard to find the dollars in the ecosystem. And if that is the case, then people are going to sell their stocks, right? That is the thesis behind the dollar index going up and all the proxies, meaning all the indexes are going and rolling over. And the most importantly, I want to start off with IWO, which is the Russell 2000 index, which has been telling us and giving us a lot of selling signal, right? But in the long run, it is giving us an accumulation signal because it has already dropped tremendously. As you guys pay attention right now, we are still going down, rolling over. We are not able to go up, which is crazy. And the target for it is around 211, 222. Around those price ranges is going to be our target. We are getting close to it. We are receiving a longer term accumulation signal, meaning that if you are buying when everybody else is selling, then you're probably on the right side of the trade. And right now, we are in that time period where everybody already sold and they're still selling, though. We may have more selling pressure. I'm not saying it's going to stop right now, but usually if you buy the dips and if you buy when the prices are dropping like crazy, like we saw back in March, you are usually on the right side of the track. You are usually on the right side of the market. You are usually investing into your future by getting those assets from the people who want to sell it to you. And it's true with IWO, it's true with Bitcoin, it's true with Ethereum, it's true with a lot of altcoins, Solana, AVAX, Polkadot, and the other ones, because they have already dropped like tremendously. But look, the most importantly, we haven't seen the major indexes to drop down. And if we do see them to roll over again, that will be a bad signal. But look, I'm not saying that, the dips are not going to be a buying opportunity. It obviously will. At some point, we're going to have to see a retracement, at least a little bit, because the markets, when they go up, they usually go down as well. But if they go down, they usually go up as well. So if we have been going down in one asset tremendously, that could signify two things. The first thing, if IWO is rolling over like this, and if we do see a setup in Dow Jones, S&P, and QQQ, or in Bitcoin to signify us a rolling over signal or sell signal, the IWO could actually technically drop a lot further. But by the time we see the impulse for the upside, it's going to retrace up tremendously because of the volatility. Tremendous buy signal, right? So if you accumulate it in that drop, if you could actually accumulate it slowly, gradually, the pump that you're going to see in these assets are going to be nuts. It's going to be like 20, 30, 40% in a single week or maybe 2 weeks. That's what I'm looking forward to over here. And that could happen at any moment. So we are ready for it. We are getting ready for it. But this week, as I told you guys yesterday's video, I accumulated last week a lot more than this week, right? This week we put in 2%, 70% cash still. But I want to put in a little bit more next week. We are getting ready for it, right? We are getting ready for it. We are ready for it. That's the most important thing. We have a plan, a solid plan around the cryptocurrencies and following it blindly, because that's the plan. And the plan should not change and should not be affected with your emotions, and that's the most important thing. But look, I want to be clear over here. I want to be really clear about one thing when it comes to Russell 2000 index, which is really related to the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and the stock market and everything. It is a small businesses index, the Russell 2000. If the small businesses are rolling over, usually that signifies us that the major indexes, the US 100, the US 500, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ and everything, is going to roll over most likely, right? That's usually what it means. And right now, we are seeing a buying opportunity in Russell 2000. We are at the 78.6. We have a great price location. The indicators are signaling us that, you know what, we dropped down too far too fast. Maybe we're going to have to retrace up a little bit at least. And if you don't buy the dip and accumulate it, by the time you see it to be going up, you're going to be on the right and wrong. You won't be able to buy in a lot quicker. Some people can do it with a momentum setup in the 4-hour or like hourly or whatever, but usually these indexes drop down tremendously because of the network effect of everybody knowing that we are going through this, weird time period, and they want to actually minimize their risk because of Fed, because of supply chain problems or whatever the heck it is. But look, I gotta be honest, the markets are pricing in the future events at this moment. So by the time everybody prices that in, by the time everybody sells, then who else is going to sell when we actually have the good news? Nobody, because they already sold. The weekends are over. They got wiped away. That's what we saw back in Bitcoin. We see this in Bitcoin all the time. And that's why if you have been around Bitcoin starting from 2017, you know what I'm talking about. The waves that we see in the market right now is really being stimulated with all the network effects, all the people talking about this stuff on social media and telling their friends about it. So we ignite a wave and then it spreads like crazy. And right now we have a stock market where everybody has to sell it. Right? That's why the prices drop down. But usually when that happens, that gives you a great buying opportunity because that's how you counter trade people and be on the other side of the trade. And usually that's when you carve out the bottoms. Right? That's how you win in this game because somebody else got to sell it to you at cheaper prices so that you can buy cheap and sell it at higher prices. So right now, we have that opportunity. That's why we are buying. So let's take a look at the news that we got, and let's take a look at you guys' altcoins that you are interested in. Drop them down in the live chat over here. Smash a like, subscribe, join the Discord family as well. Let's straight up jump into it. All right, we got Russia. Russian government agrees on roadmap to regulate crypto. Report government ministries and other official bodies agreed on principles for future crypto regulation. The Bank of Russia objects. So we got Russia news. As you guys know, Russia has been like, talking weirdly about crypto recently. And we also have the White House to be doing the same thing, right? Which is kind of crazy, but White House is preparing executive action to regulate crypto as a matter of national security. What's going on over here? What do we got? Maybe they want to actually stop the cryptocurrency market. Maybe that's why. Maybe they want to do regulations around cryptocurrency, stablecoins, and non-fungible tokens a lot faster. And maybe they want to do the CBDC action a lot quicker. And that could be the best scenario for the US, I think. LeBron James partners with Crypto.com to help kids learn about digital future. That's kind of interesting. And we also have the whales to be buying. Whale buys 60K Bitcoins over the past 2 months, adding 1.7 million Bitcoin in the last 5 years. Pretty fascinating stuff. All right, what else we got? We are in the accumulation time period. There's no doubt about it. And we are right over there. It's a really choppy action. The volume is dropping, but you know what? It's still not a bad time to buy. All right, what else we got? Let's take a look at the chat. Who do we got in the chat over here today? Somebody asked me about Lena. Lena. All right, let's take a look at Lena over here. What do we got? All right, this is at the bottom end of the valley. So technically, we could see a lot of stop hunt losses, like stop hunt over here. We could see a stop hunt and a move like that. So be careful with that. But if you see a close below these levels, then you may want to hop off over here. You don't want to hold on to a bag where it has been going and aiming out like this, because it can drop a lot further and you have a lot of risk. It totally depends on your strategy, but this is not the time to sell most likely and buy and make it jump down to here. And this is when you could sell around those prices, 0.036. That's what I would do. But look, if you see the Bitcoin to retrace, this could be the dip and you can easily double over here. So probably not a bad buy depending on what they are doing. Sorry, somebody asked me Atlas. I mean, this has already dropped a ton too. You guys remember this one? The gaming idea. 786 to 886. But if the pre-sale unlocks, they're going to drop the price down a lot, if you ask me. So be careful with that. Be careful with the pre-sale guys opening it up and jumping on you. That will be interesting to see. So just watch out for that one. But it's not the time to sell this one, most likely. But watch out for when they are gonna dump on you, and by the time they do, it's gonna drop like crazy, most likely. So Theta, I mean, I talk about Theta a lot. You guys remember it? I mean, I have Theta. I'm holding Theta. We bought around over here, and then we got this kind of action in 2 days. Everybody got stopped at. But I'm still holding it. I'm going to add on top of my position. And I don't want to be holding the bag if this thing drops down all the way down over here, which is a possibility, right? We drop down to 73 cents or below $1. So I want to act slowly on it. The chances of you doubling your money over here is like kind of likely. If you ask me, there's like, you know, probably around like, usually it's around like 50%, or at least a little bit more than 50% if you ask me, as Bitcoin is in an accumulation time period. But look, this can drop down to 73 cents. If you're in a bear market, this is going to keep dropping, and rock pollute, okay? So the money that we put in, around like 2%, can be lost on this name, but we can easily double on this name as well. So the way that I want to actually buy more the next time is to wait for a better momentum signal in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the stock market. And I think we are about to see it. And if we do see it, then we pull the trigger. If not, we're going to just hold on to our 70% cash and wait till this thing actually crashes down a lot further, and we are comfortable with that, you know, because that's how the plan works. So for this one, it's easier to make like a 10x on this, and it's also a lot easier to lose it all. That's how you make your 10x. You can't make a 10x without having the risk to lose it all. That's usually not possible. You can have like a 50% drop like this. If you can double it that easy, you can have a 50% drop down like that easy too. That's the part of the game. So you got to sustain through it, go through that period, and have the cash, preserve the cash, and actually find that better setup, the better momentum setup next time to execute on it, to add on top of your position as everybody else is selling. Because you know for a fact everybody else is selling. You know for a fact you bought this asset where it already dropped down around 75%, but it has dropped another 50% from that initial 75%. So everybody else losing their ass. But you have the ammunition to accumulate. That's the difference. And you are smartly acting on it. That's how you win in this game. So we're following the plan. Just take your time on this. I'm not planning on like adding on top to this unless I see a momentum setup. I will let you guys know for a fact though. So let's take a look at Compound. Compound is in a great position. I mean, look, it's really simple. If you want to make it like this simple, this has dropped 86%. You telling me you want to sell this when this dropped like 86%? No. That's not what's happening. That's not what you want to do, most likely, right? So you want to make sure you accumulate this slowly, gradually. But I would say if you want to buy it slowly. Put like 1 or 2% max. And you may want to get actually stopped out around $81. If you drop down to $81, that's like going all-time low right there. So if you do see that, that's not usually what you want to see, okay? If you do see it, that'll be a bad signal. All right, let me take a look at one more pick, and then I'm going to end this live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe. Join the family, guys. Let's take a look at one more pick over here. We got sushi. Somebody asked me about this sushi pick. We got the sushi likers over here. Sushi. All right, sushi is at decentralized exchanges, as some of you may know, and I think around $3. Not a bad idea. Look, it is giving us a green buy signal, and you telling me you want to sell this and you lost some money on it. No, that's not what's happening. It's not the time to sell this. I'm sorry. This is not like... If you wanted to sell it, you should have been selling all the way up and buying all the way down, and you are buying right now, and that's what is the smart money is doing. This is not the time to sell. We have already went after these stops over there. Can we drop down to $3? Sure, why not? And that would be my location. I would like to eat this pair over there around $3 and double if you were to go up to $6. So we have already dropped tremendously. We were at $22. We are at $4 right now. That gives you around like 5x opportunity, and you don't want to buy it. No, we could buy this. And we're probably going to buy a lot of DEX names. But the point of the matter is, it's not the time to go balls deep because we may have more selling pressure. Who knows? In bear markets, sometimes, look, I gotta be honest, even though this looks like a great buying opportunity in a bear market, this can drop down to below 80 cents. I've seen this before. In bear markets, this can go all-time low. That's the ugly part about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They go all-time low, dude. Wherever you buy it, you lose money. Sometimes that is the case, which is ironic, but it happens too. So we want to preserve the cash. We want to preserve the cash. We don't want to act on it that quick. If you are going to buy a name, you better research a ton about it. And it's a coin picker's market. You want to buy the names that are going to be the next bull market's winners. That's how you win. If you buy the winners right now, when they are dropping and nobody is talking about it, if you buy the loser name, you're probably going to double at these prices at this point. I mean, look at the total market cap over here. We have a rock pull going on. We went up all-time high, and boom, we retested that W. That's a juicy buy signal right now. I don't know how much better it gets, you know? Like, this is a perfect setup right here for me. We have a green buy signal. We are retesting the support, 78.6. If you're not fucking buying right now, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, to be honest. Like, that's what I think. But I'm not saying go balls deep into it because we have all these uncertainties. And obviously, if you were to clear out all the uncertainties, and if everybody else were thinking that way, then the prices would not be here. We would have been above $2 trillion. And that would signify like some names to be doubling from this point forward, especially the small caps. So, what do? How do you accumulate? Well, I've been telling you guys this every single day, guys. You guys know me. I mean, 26,200, the megaphone target for Bitcoin. Even we made an intro about it. Look at this intro over here. Look at that drop. You see that drop? We meet that intro and we are dropping. If you do see that drop to 26,200, that's it. That's when I'm going to get in a lot. You know, that's what I'm waiting for. If you do see that, I'm going to get in 20%. That's a big chunk for me. You know, that's a big chunk, 26. And after that, I still have 50%. So I'm going to add on top of it if we see the momentum, right? Momentum is coming in. We're turning the ship to the moon and then the Mars. And by the time we turn it to the moon, then we actually get into the 50% and turn it to the Mars now, right? So we're already at the moon and now we want to turn it to the Mars. That would be fun to do. And hopefully that could be the scenario too. And I said 50% in. By the time we go down to 26,200, and if we do, and I believe it's not going to happen, there's a 10% chance. Some people say there's like 50% chance that we're going to go down to 10K, which kind of seems unlikely to me at this point. Am I ready for it? Sure, why not? But look, what I'm going to do for a fact, 26,200, the megaphone target. We talked about this before. You guys remember it, the megaphone that we show in the intro as well. That we talk a lot about this. I mean, look at this big megaphone right here. You see this big megaphone right there? And there was another one that called to 69,000, and this drop is 26,200. And that's a perfect scenario. Rock pull, everybody. There's a drop, like one bar drop, and then we pump. That could be the move, okay? And then we don't look back. That could be the move. And if you do see it, I would not be surprised if you see a crazy buying opportunity. So do not get wrecked. Do not over leverage. Stay in the game. Come back at the game tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of buying opportunities. So stay in the game. Do not wreck yourself. Preserve the cash. Come back at the game tomorrow. And that's how we're going to win. By coming back at the game tomorrow and actually finding those right picks for the next trend, for the upside, we are getting ready to make a bunch of money. That's how you make the money in this game. If you buy it when it's dropping like crazy, if everybody's telling you, oh my God, Buddha, Tether is a scam, oh my God, Buddha, the governments are going to shit on Bitcoin, or oh my God, Buddha, there's going to be a war, there's going to be a blood. If they're all talking about it, sure, I can have some cash on the sidelines. Does it stop me from buying when everybody else is fearful? No, it should not be. Because this can turn for the upside at any moment as people are shorting it. That being the case, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on another video tomorrow or tonight. Well, as always, around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take it easy for now, everybody.